Hey, what's up, everybody? Oh, things acting up already, huh? Oh well. We're gonna run her. Alright, we got PRL in the Cup cars here at Dover. Alright, so if you guys remember on, what was it, Monday? Was it Monday? We ran the officials? It must have been Monday. I had a couple, did an experiment on the setup. There was two things I was testing. One was Aero, one was a different shock package. The Aero one I made some tweaks to and tested it again. Feels pretty good. We're going to run it in here. And then the shock package actually felt really good. And so I tested it again and we're running it again. So we'll see how we do tonight. My second lap is going to be my faster one, so I got to get some heat in the tires here on this first lap. Build momentum. All right, here we go. .22.7, and we are 7th. Anytime I can start in the top 10 in this league, I'm good. What's up, Devin? We're falling more and more. Maybe we won't be in the top 10. I got to get better at qualifying, dude. I like choke when I qualify. I really do. Like I screw up. I was doing 22.2 was my fastest lap in the test session when in qualifying trim. And I did a 22.7. I mean, I get that the track is slowed down some, but 5/10, I mean, dude, fastest time was 22.5. Oh well. Whoops, not that. What's going on here? Why is my bitrate bouncing around all over the place? What the hell's going on? What's that one? What's going on here? Whatever. All right. Anyways. Hopefully we'll have a good race. I'm really looking forward to this next week, but at Kansas, but I'm gonna be leaving. We're leaving for Washington Wednesday night, and my son has baseball Monday and Tuesday. I'm gonna try to do a live stream on Tuesday. He has baseball Monday and Wednesday. Yeah, I'm gonna try to do a live stream Tuesday night. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it, but next Sunday, a week from tonight, I am gonna try to run PRL. We're coming back Sunday, so I might look like hell, but. All right. Okay, there we go. There we go. There we go. All right, we're ready. Did some testing for you. I have some stuff to send you. All right, nice. Thanks, man. Good luck. Thank you. We're gonna need it. Everybody's back this week. It's a stacked field. James Bryan's back. Maverick's back. Yeah, all the fast guys that have been gone like the last 2 weeks, they're all back. Alright, so we're running the V2 race setup. Like I said, I have a couple of tweaks to it. Some newer stuff that I kind of figured out. I've been trying to run more and more in race trim to get... Because the AI stuff, as much as I tested in the AI stuff, it's just not the same as being out on the track with, you know, other real-life drivers. But... it is more of a long-run setup. I do got to try to take care of my tires the first 20 laps. Now, if we can get through the first 20 laps and we don't overheat the right rear, then we should be good. But the thing is we got to try to hold on to our positions without overheating the tires. So we'll see what happens here. And without letting the leaders get too far away. That's the other thing. No matter how good your long run setup is, you can only make up so much time. Somebody started off in first gear. These guys are shifting. I am not shifting. I really need this race to like go green, like the whole way. For this little strategy to work. It'd also be nice if the high line comes in later. Well, the high line here is like the middle, but if we can get some rubber up there, that would be good too. I just had a really bad stutter, and I honestly don't know if I got into that guy. I don't know if I caused that. I don't know why this damn thing stutters like that. I mean, I don't think I came down on him because I hit the wall trying to stay up above him, but man, it stuttered so bad. I don't know. That's the thing. It stuttered and I was in the wall. So Devin, that's the line that I run, essentially almost identical to what you're describing, but I try to wait like 20-25 laps into a run, because if I start running at that from the beginning and I push it too hard, the right rear can get hot. Because you're doing that kind of like that. I'm gonna have to make a note of that. It's lap 10. Because I want to go back and watch that. Check that. Yeah, I don't have any damage. I don't know. I'll have to go back and look at it. Yeah, Wayne, I have checked all of that stuff. Dude, I have torn this thing apart trying to figure it out. And I cannot figure it out. It's driving me bonkers. Because here's the deal. It doesn't matter what I'm doing. I could be live streaming. I could be by myself. I could be, you know, doing insider setups while watching YouTube videos and listening to music. Like, it doesn't matter what I'm doing. It'll happen. And I've gone through the INI files. I've done graphics reconfigurations. I've tried different audios. I've tried everything that I could possibly think of. and I cannot get it to go away. Every time I try to fall in line there, I have to check up for the guy in front of me, and then someone dives down below me on the front stretch. Whoa! Somebody's tires are getting hot. I don't know what happened there. We're 16th out of 26, so yeah, we're gonna get some tires. We might as well. See what our tires are at. 96, 96, 96. Beautiful. Left front's 94. Right front 96, right rear 96, left rear 96, left front 94. What about your modded sound file? So Wayne, I've changed the audio back. I've tried different audio. I've tried like just regular straight up sound coming out the PC, just the Realtek audio. I've tried all different types of stuff. None of it works. I've tried getting rid of audio drivers. I saw a thing that said, hey, your PC, your motherboard audio could conflict with the GPU audio, so get rid of the NVIDIA audio driver. I got rid of that. I've updated drivers. I've updated BIOS. I've updated every chipset driver utility, anything that you can think of. I've updated, rolled back. I've tried everything, man, that I know of, and I cannot get it to work. And I've done research online. I've looked up that stuff, and a lot of the answers that people give are so stupid. It's like, well, get a better PC. It's like, dude, I've got a 13900K and a RTX 4090. It's not my hardware. It's something going on with the software. It's a software issue. Something's not jiving. I don't know what it is, but something's not jiving. It's not my temps. My temps are fine. It's not because, dude, it'll happen. It could be 100 degrees in here, or it can be 40 degrees in here. It does not matter. That system basically runs at the same temp, like, all the time. So, Chris, I get multiple stutters. Last night when I was testing the insider stuff at Kansas in the Cup car, I was doing AI races. I mean, it was stuttering. Like right now, it's actually really good. And I wasn't live streaming nothing. I was just running iRacing. It was stuttering every other lap. And I only had 25 cars with me on the track. It's not like I was running 40 cars. And that's the thing, my FPS is fine. My frames are fine. At least in terms of my averages, you know what I mean? Obviously, I'm getting a stutter, so my 0.1% lows are screwing up the frame time is, but like the averages are good, so I don't know what it is, man. I remember Jake having this problem a while ago, like a year or so ago. Jake Sonatag. And he has a really good system too. I'm literally letting these guys buy me. Right now with the new tires, and I can hear almost every one of these guys shifting, man. They're pulling, they're slowing down more in the corner, which I'm having to back off and wait for them, and then they're pulling me coming out of the corner because they're going down into fourth gear. So I'll just bide my time right now at the back of the pack. I do not care. Fastest lap, I'm not even pushing it hard. It means I need to really speed up. But see, Dinkel's pacing the field slow right now. His fastest lap is a 23.5. That's the thing. When he's out front, he just paces the field. If you don't try to pass him or get around him, he's not going to push it any harder than he has to stay where he's at. Which is why he can lead so many laps and be good on the long runs. He's just out there in clean air cruising. Like, I heard him talk about that after, I think it must have been Texas. Because Chad was behind him like the first part of the race. Yeah, it must have been Texas because I ran second for a little bit. And he even said that. He was like, I just go as fast as they make me go. And he said he was like, Chad and Tommy could have pushed me harder and got around me probably. And I remember saying, I was like, well, I'm just going to cruise here and see how long I can hang with them and try to get him on the long run. That was stupid. He just drove away from me. He's too consistent. You got to try. If you let him run his race, he's going to win. Uh-oh. Damn it. Well, I kept slowing up, but it didn't seem to matter. What happened? Oh, he went down onto the apron to avoid it. That's what happened. Damn. Well, that sucks. We're out. Because we're broke. Oh, that's a bummer. Damn. Alright, it's still early. Maybe we can race something. Race something else. Or not. What's up, Donkey? Not worth repairing an 8 car. Well, one, after I got hit, I could feel my steering was broke. I had a toe link broke. So, the body damage we probably could have fixed, but the toe link, as soon as that breaks, the car's, it's no good no more. So, yeah, it's not worth fixing. Anything on dirt? Hey, dirt midgets, Kokomo. It's been a long time since I've ran some midgets. Let's do it. I haven't got to run the midgets in a while. Dirt has taken a huge downfall because people don't like how they react. Now, I don't get it because if you look at here, let's talk about this since we got a minute. If you look at the forum, so you'll get oh, dang it. Why can't I find it? Oh, that's because they changed it. Oh, okay. So, there was right here. iRacing had changed the tread pattern on the dirt late models, okay? Like in season 2 or something like that. And if you look, and Nathan Waddell, not sure what's going on here, past build patches, run through them. He's like, I believe this felt exactly the same as it had 5 months prior. Cars had too much grip in the slick. Essentially nothing in this update. Both notes, track experience. And he goes into pretty good detail in his post and he talks about it. He's like this update felt amazing. Cars had no grip in the slick. You could really let it hang out in the tacky. I love this update. The notes specify that the tire pressure parameters were updated and the tread pattern was updated. Good update. Then they changed the pattern again. Not sure why tread pattern was updated in this patch. The patch 1 had the cars feeling really good. This update made late models very twitchy. Cars would dart all over the place during practice. And essentially what had happened was, at least according to like Tyler Hudson, he had taught, and keep in mind, Tyler Hudson drives late models. So when it comes to the late models and how they're supposed to feel, I don't know anything about them. I can only look at them and use my knowledge of open wheel dirt to assume that, hey, right, and then go off of people who have raced them. And what Tyler Hudson was saying was, hey, with this tread pattern change that we made, the cars, when they're going down the straightaway, they can have a little bit of yaw to them and you're still going forward. It used to be where if the car was not perfectly straight, you were just spinning your tires and you could barely get on the throttle with them, before the dirt refresh that we had last year. So then they do one of these mini patches that they did, and they changed the tread pattern. So now you can, it's got this yaw in it. You can get more on the throttle. And then they just reverted back like a patch ago, like one of the patches ago. And he says, this is where we are. For some reason, we have reverted to the tread pattern we had in the original, which was the one we'd had for approximately 5 months prior. He's like, myself and a lot of others love the way the car's handled with patch 1 tread pattern. Why we get it changed in patch 2, and then it subsequently get changed back to a completely different one in this most recent patch. This is what is frustrating about Dirt right now. And keep in mind, when we had the Dirt refresh and stuff like that, and they updated the 410 sprint car with the gear pinion or whatever it was that they changed, I loved it. I thought it was a big step in the right direction. No, it was not perfect, but I thought we were moving in the right direction. They made changes to the aero. The Dirt sprint cars, with the aero changes that they made, the cars feel, they're still good. I actually think before the recent change that I liked them better before. That being said, I understand updating the aero, hopefully it will lead to better things. That's what my hope is. But on the late model side, I don't know why they reverted back to the previous. I don't know, because like he said in that post, when that other one came out, like, people loved it. I loved it. There was a lot of people who loved it. And like he said, you would, on the tacky dirt, you could really get out there. You could get on the throttle. You weren't just like feathering it. Like the pro lates, there were tracks where you could, like half miles and stuff, where you could be wide open, which is what you would be in a pro late model. Even the super late model, you know, Eldora, Knoxville, if it was super tacky, like you could get out there and get wide open until it started to slick off. And now it's, I don't know, it just doesn't seem like that. And what has happened, in my opinion, this is, and keep in mind, this is strictly my opinion with the Dirt side of things now. What has happened with Dirt is that they have changed things so much that I think a lot of people are just like, they're just like, whatever, right? Even when they're minor changes, they're just like, if they don't feel something major, they're just like, this sucks, right? Like, that's just where they're at with it now. And when you have, you know, like, what was the other? I was going to show another post real quick. When you have posts like this by Rylan, and keep in mind, like, Rylan races midgets and non-wing sprint cars in real life. Like, that's what this kid does. Like, he's racing them all the time. And he's been talking about the cushion and the dirt and stuff like that for a really long time, and we don't have that. And when you have people like this who are like, dude, this is getting worse, we're taking steps back, and this is a legitimate driver, it just frustrates people. And people now with Dirt are, I think they're just getting frustrated. And the cars are, I think the cars are good. I think one of the problems, though, is with the official racing. I think official racing is a big issue right now. I think that's one of the biggest problems, is the officials. Look at this track state right here. Practice has moderate usage. When we get to the race, for the race server, let's see what this is. Because it'll probably be, oh, dude, when I uploaded the insider stuff, I cut the folder out. Hold on, I gotta download my own setups real quick. But I'm betting that it'll be either a pre-gen, slicked off, crappy track, or it's gonna be super tacky and right on the bottom. And I don't have a problem with the track starting off super tacky, because that's how most racetracks start off. The problem is when you take these cars And we've got, what do we have right now? We've got 20 people signed up. When you take that and you split that into 2 servers, you got 10 cars in each server, and then you go out, you're hardly running practice, you're going to have 2 heat races of 8 laps, and you get to the feature, it's not going to be slicked off. There's not going to be multiple grooves. It's going to be follow the leader around the bottom. And if you do pre-gen, it's even worse. So I think the problem is more of the official, how the official races are right now, as opposed to just, you know, hey, this sucks. You know what I mean? Like, I really think the track states, what we've got going on with that, I think that is one of the big issues with dirt right now. And dude, it sucks because I love dirt. And how many times have we, I mean, just literally like during these live streams, like it's Sunday. It's Sunday night. It used to be on a Sunday night, like if you hopped onto the sim, like the dirt servers were full. I mean, you were getting full servers, multiple servers. Even the non-wing 360s would have a full server. And now, dude, it's rough, man. It's really rough. Which just makes it that much harder and worse. I'm going to run the top right now just because it's one of my favorite things to do at Kokomo, and we hardly ever get to do it anymore because the track's hardly slicked off enough. Whoops, caught the wall there. But like, for example, this coming Wednesday night, right? When we run the, I think it's Wednesday night, the SSR Classic. We'll start off with the track clean. We'll go run it in for practice. We'll do qualifying, heat races constantly. By the time we get to the feature, that will be a good racy track. We can't do that in the officials. We just can't. We don't have enough car count. The cars don't slick off the track enough. Whatever the reason is, I don't know. I just know that we don't get good racing surfaces that much in dirt anymore. It's very, very rare. So we had 21 cars registered. Watch, we're going to have 2 servers. Practice has moderately low usage, which means that it's going to have a slick strip. Look at, it's got pre-gen slick up at the top here. Nothing on the bottom. That's so bad. Right? Like, that's just so bad. And there's no reason to run up there right now. The bottom is completely tacky. Oops, damn tire. So you're gonna be, yeah, it just sucks, man. I think this is one of the problems. It's the track states. I think that's one of the biggest culprits. Ah, damn it. Hot that damn tire again. Relax. Yeah, I need to. That tire, man, it just reaches out and grabs me. So yeah, Wayne, that's the problem right now. That's one of the problems. There's been people who have been asking for, like, a revamp of the cars, which I do understand, because if you look at, even if you look at, like, the sprint cars, the midgets, you know, the late models, like, if you look at those cars where they're at now and then compare them to the iRacing models, you know, the iRacing stuff's really out of date. You know, it really is. And I don't just mean visually, but if you look at what they're doing to late models now and what we've got on the sim, it's different, you know. And there's been a few people who are late model drivers that have come out and talked about that in the forums and stuff. And they're not just complaining. Because, you know, those people who do that, I can't stand it. Because it doesn't fix anything, right? You're just bitching. And I get that you know, this costs money. You're spending money on this continuously, right? You're paying a yearly subscription fee. So if you're going to pay for something, you want it to work, you want it to be good. But some of these guys talk about, you know, 2018 was incredible. It was the best ever. It was this, you know, perfect. And I have no idea. I was on the sim then, but I know people who were, and they're like, dude, it wasn't any better back then than it is now. Like, it was different, but it wasn't any better. So I don't know if it was or not. But I know that things in the dirt world have changed, and it seems like iRacing's a little bit behind on it. And I don't know if it would be better for them to be like, hey, we're updating the cars, you know, we're just rebuilding them from the bottom up, right? Or to keep trying to fix what they've got. Because that's the thing, it seems like, you know, they'll update something and it's like, hey, this is better, and then something else is not. So, I don't know. Bounce my front end, that cost me too much time here. damn it. Gonna be outside pole. Crap. Am I heat 1? Oh, they've got us all in one heat race. Okay. I will just go heat tacky. Maybe when they add rally, they can update everything. Yeah, I don't know if they'll ever add, like, full-on rally. I mean, they did the, you know, like the stadium trucks, and they do have rally racing. I mean, a type of it, I guess. And it didn't really take off. You know, the biggest... I actually think it's one of the biggest hurdles with iRacing, and not just iRacing, but sim racing in general. If you look at, take rally for example, right? The stadium trucks, the pro trucks. Those things are incredibly fun, dude. They are so much fun. But a lot of people don't race them. One of the reasons the vast majority of people don't race them is there's no Pro Series. A lot of people, the stuff that they focus on it because they want to be a pro at it. They want to be a NASCAR Coke Series driver or a World of Outlaws sprint car driver, right? If iRacing came out tomorrow and they said, hey, we've got a new Pro Series coming, it's the Super Dirt cars, big block modifieds, you would see the car counts for that shoot through the roof. People who've never driven them before are going to start driving them. They're going to be testing in them. You're going to see setup shops everywhere promoting their big block setups. I mean, it would be a full-on frenzy. Even with dirt having the trouble that it's having right now. So there's this balance that iRacing has to try to like blend between esports and sim, right? If they wanted to make this thing super realistic, maybe they could. But how many people would they lose? I don't think people realize how hard it is to actually drive one of these cars. You know what I mean? Like, it's incredibly difficult. So, if you made it to where it was super realistic, yeah, you're going to have your hardcore sim racers who are going to stay on there, but you're going to lose a big portion of your esports crowd, which is a big portion of the business, right? Like, that's a lot of the money that drives the business. You're going to lose them, right? They might hang around for a little while. They might do it every once in a while for fun, but they're not going to be as hardcore as they are now. And that's, you know, that's one of the big driving factors when it comes to the sim. We'll just go with that. I have my shock set? Okay, I do. So, it would be cool to see them do something like that. Add rally racing, that would be awesome. But if they're going to add rally racing, they need to make sure that they've got some kind of pro series to go along with it. Otherwise, you're going to see it kind of do what the pro trucks and the current rally stuff that we have. I guess you would call it rally. I mean, it's kind of like rally. I mean, they call it World Rally Cross, so but I mean, you've seen a big drop off with those since the Pro Series stuff has like died off with that. Look at the look at the like the Formula 1, how we got the Super Formula, all that stuff like that. You watch, iRacing announces that they've got some kind of Pro Series, which I don't know how they would be able to do it. It's probably why they have to use the Dallara 01 IR, because Formula 1 has its own video game, and they already do a, F1 2023, 2024 World Championship. So it'd be hard for them to do it. But if they were to come out with some kind of Formula-style Pro Series, you would see that stuff pick up even more than it already is. Thank you. I'm just hoping the top's going to come in or the bottom's going to go away enough for this to be worth it. Because I don't feel like following those guys on the bottom and just banging wheels. That sucks. Had to dodge that guy. Ooh, man, my eyes are watering like crazy. Make a little shock adjustment here. That they aren't using their main promotional tool. Yep. Yeah, I mean, that's what sets them apart. That's what makes everybody want to do it, So it's why, iRacing with their licensing with NASCAR and everything, it's why that's such a big deal. Whoa. I hate when people apologize for a mistake. They try to apologize and be respectful, and then the other person just is a punk. Yeah, that's a big one too. Oh, you're absolutely right, Bruce. Let's not forget that the former pros, right? The OG pros are one of the reasons why Dirt has lost some of the sponsors that it's lost. You know, it's a clown show. So yeah, you're 100% correct on that too. I don't think the top is there yet, but I want to run it anyways. This follow the leader crap on the bottom sucks, dude. I hate it. I can't tell you the last time I ran the cut down line in 3 and 4 in a midget here. Well, that was fun. I don't think I finished second, though. Did I? That's not right, is it? I did. How'd that happen? I thought I was third. Huh. I wonder if that guy got a black flag or something. Oh, well. Alright, is there any more dirt stuff? Hey, super late model Cedar Lake, let's do it. Miss dirt racing. I miss it. So much fun. So, yeah, it's... to bring this back around to Wayne's initial comment on the dirt side, it's really sad to see, man, because I mean, SSR started because of dirt. That was why I started doing this, was because of dirt. I love dirt. Nothing would make me happier, like no joke, nothing would make me happier for me to do nothing but, well, predominantly run dirt. I would much rather be running dirt and being in dirt leagues and running dirt races 4 nights a week like I used to, and then have an asphalt builder for the NASCAR stuff. Like, I would much rather do that than what we're doing now. The bad thing is the dirt side, it's just, you know, I mean, NASCAR's always had more cars in the server, but I remember when SSR first started, and we were probably, it must have been, it must have been 2021, because I had just started doing NASCAR stuff. I remember I could get up in the morning, I could hop on the sim, at 5:30 a.m. I could run a wing 360 race in a full server, then go do a, I think it was either a truck race or an Xfinity race. I can't remember which one. It must have been a truck race. But I could go do that and then come back and run another 360 full server, or even a potential 410 race full server. Now I would have to wait a little bit longer for the 410 one because of how the time felt, but yeah, I mean that's how many people were on the sim back then. Like I said, on a Sunday night like this, dude, you were getting multiple splits. This dirt late model session that's going to be starting here in a few minutes, this number would be like 50, not 7. So yeah, it's a bummer, man, because I like I said, I love dirt. Love it. And I still think it could be really, really good. I also think another big frustration, though, for a lot of people, and this is from what people have told me, like comments that they made, is like you see on like the NASCAR side how iRacing works with NASCAR, and they've had that relationship a much longer time, so they're going to. And obviously Dale Earnhardt Jr. is a big part of that too. But like then you'll hear stories about people on the dirt side, like sprint car drivers, who will say like, dude, I told iRacing I'd help them for free, and they just were like, nope, I got it. So I think that's another thing that people get frustrated about. Damn, this track is bumpy. Like super bumpy. Like bottoming out the car bumpy. Damn. Let's raise this thing up. Let's put a stiffer right front spring in it too. Bigger packer. Deck lid's good. Okay. Let's try that. Whoops. I hit the wrong button. I hate when I do that. Most people don't. Well, John, that's another thing that you are right about. Financial money is definitely a thing. It is. You know, if you look at how things are for people and you look at what it costs to sim race, that's a luxury that not everybody can afford. You know, it is. So I can see that, you know. I was talking to a couple of the parents on my son's baseball team, and they were talking about playing Call of Duty. It's not Warzone, it's not the Battle Royale one, but it's the other one, Modern Warfare, whatever it is. But they can play it together. And the thing is, though, is you have to have the game on each console, which means that Dad has to buy it for his PlayStation. He has to buy it for both kids' PlayStations, right? So that's 3 copies of the game. That game's like $75, $80. It's not cheap. And they were asking me, because they know that I do this, they just, you know, to them, I play video games for a living. That's the way they see it. They were asking me if I knew any workarounds to get games for cheaper, because they didn't want to spend, you know, $180, whatever it is, $200 on 3 copies of the same game just so they can play it with their kids, you know. I mean, that's a real thing. So I do think that the financial situation could also be playing a role in it. Because even if you look on the asphalt side of things, the car counts are down. They are. They've definitely tailed off, you know, compared to where they were at a couple years ago. Obviously, there was a really big spike because of COVID, which was unnatural. That made it, you know, that made it like not normal. But even then, if you look at like the numbers before COVID and then like compare them to now, from what I've seen, it looks like they've gone down some. So yeah, there's a lot of factors, man. It would be awesome to say like, oh, it's this, because then that would be an easy fix. But unfortunately, that's just not the case. There's a lot of things that play a role. How is there anybody outside of me? In the pits. Wasn't paying attention. I was reading the screen up there, and it's time to join the server. I was like, where the hell's everybody going? Then I saw the thing on the bottom. Whoops. Hopefully, that track's not going to be as bumpy. That was bumpy. I should probably change the title of the stream, huh? Since we're not doing PRL at Dover anymore. Probably edit that false advertising. Yeah, official dirt racing. Boom. Cool. Alright, what do we have for a track? Moderately low usage. See, this is what I was talking about earlier when we went to Kokomo. We've got another pre-ginned crap track. And Cedar Lake is a track that slicks off. You can start this track off clean, and it's going to slick off. Look at this track. This is moderately low usage. Damn bump. Whoa! Hello! That bump is gnarly. Maybe just run the, there we go, enter in the middle and cut down on the exit. Oh, that was a horrible stutter. I need to focus on somebody else on the track. There we go. Need to get my slick set up, and we need to thinking I want some more stagger in it. And I'm thinking I want to actually move the ballast forward a little bit to combat the bumpiness. We'll see if that helps some. Costs a lot for iracing PC, wheel, pedal, subscription content. Oh yeah, definitely. So glad I left California 20 years ago to be intent on the street. Oh yeah, it's you're right about that, Wayne. It's not just Cali. I mean, Cali's bad. Don't get me wrong, but yeah, it's hard times for a lot of people everywhere, man. It's tough, dude. It's a bummer. Oh, I'm the 3 car? Oh, I'm definitely in a... This has got to be like a middle split or something. There's no way I can be in the... of the 3 car in the top split. Starting 3rd. Oh, I wanted to check the brake. Not that. That. There we go. Yeah, you're right, Wayne. I mean, dude, I went. So yesterday was my son's first communion, and we did. Obviously, we went to his first communion, and then afterwards we had like just like a small family get together. You know, me and my wife, my son, my daughter, my parents. You know, my grandma, my son's great grandma, my wife's mom and dad, her, you know, her sisters, their kids. You know, there was like 12 of us. I think I spent like, I don't know, close to $200, $175 or something like that, just to buy the hamburgers and the hot dogs and, you know, the chicken, you know what I mean? It was like $200 just to barbecue, you know? Now, I fed, there was a lot of people, but there was a time, and dude, it's not like I was out there buying, you know, 3rd pound Angus steak hamburgers, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, they weren't disgusting, but this wasn't like the creme de la creme of hamburger meat. And it, you know, there was a time that would have cost us like $100, not close to, not over 200. Ah, damn bump. You know, the late models, and this is the thing, I don't know if it's the change they made to it a week ago, or the cars seem more twitchy now. And I don't know if that's the tire, I don't know if it's this track. You know, I don't know. But yeah. I don't know, just weird. Isn't there another we don't have another camera position? I thought we had another one. Oh yeah, there we go. That's what I want, spotter. Who's this guy talking to? Oh, okay. Actually, we're gonna put on this feature slick setup. I'm gonna make some changes to it. Because this thing is so bumpy. I want to raise this car up some. Okay. We're good. Hey, what's up, Brian? What happened? What'd I miss? Slider! Oh! Somebody's got to give it up there. Oh no! Oh no, 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 no! Alright, let's go back and watch this. Who is this on? As Justin Grant says, right, when the slider's coming, the 612, he's phoned in his reservation. Yeah, that's tough, man. I don't think the 128 did anything wrong there. I don't. I mean, I think that's racing, but that does suck. Cuz I don't know, even if the 128 had lifted, I don't know, that dude might have still gone right on his nose. That's why, yeah, that's tough, dude. When it comes to sliders and these things, I'm not a good judge of them. That's why I don't throw a lot of them. It's why you'll see me a lot of times just try to run a different line. I'm not good at throwing sliders in these things. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, Ryan. He didn't give him a lot of room to react, but I also at the same time think that's just tight racing. You know? Oh, let's get the telemetry going here. Oh crap, did I? Alright, we got 50 laps here. Alright, here we go. I just want to finish this damn race. That's all I want to do is finish it. In one piece. I don't want to wreck. I just want to finish the race in one piece. How could I be 3 wide in the middle when I was on the bottom? I don't get that. Finally got by those guys and they had wrecked each other. Damn it, I'm going to be on the inside again. If I can figure out how to run the bottom, get into a rhythm in 1 and 2 without, you know, that bump, I think the bottom is there. I think it can be fast, but it's getting through 1 and 2 consistently like that. I need to do that every time. Oh, come on, what happened? I wear purple for my Miku Miracle? I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. Niku? Niku? I don't know. Or a miracle. That's awesome. Ah, damn tires. Newborn intensive care unit. Oh, sweet. All right. Thank you, Devin, for clearing that up for me. I did not know that was what that was, and I would have never figured that out. Whoa, dude. Come on. Now I'm gonna have to go to the freaking bottom again on the restart. Damn it. Damn it. Hangover Hubbard. Awesome name. Huh. Here for you, Tommy. Yep, thanks, Devin. Appreciate it, man. Dude, do we only have, like... Yeah, I mean, we've only got, like... 8 cars on the lead lap now. Come on, man. I was literally staying low to avoid all that crap. Neonatal intensive care unit. This is going to show my ignorance. I thought newborn and neonatal were like the same thing. So, I didn't even know. I thought that was the fancy word, the fancy term. So, that's how little I know. Neonatal. That sounds right. That sounds more medical termish. Dude, there is like 7 cars left on the track. What are we doing? God, this race is going to take forever. Whoa, what the hell happened there? All right, let's all run the Cedar Lake Slider in 3 and 4. We're only halfway through this race. Oh! Come on. Oh, this thing does not want to turn anymore. I have lost like all the aero on my nose now. Damn, this thing don't want to turn. You don't realize how aero dependent these cars are until you lose your aero, and then you're like, damn. It's like being in a cup car in dirty air. Dang it, I did not want to see that caution. So I've got damage all over the place. That's a bummer. Naturally no caution when you're in it. Yep. That's all good. To be honest, I didn't want a caution. I wasn't going to catch the two in front of me, and I had over a 1 second gap on the guy behind me. I was more than happy with just scoring a podium. But now, us getting all bunched back up, and I've got wheel damage and damage in various places. This is the last thing I wanted. Damn it. Broken ass POS. Damn it! I can't get this thing to even go down the straightaway straight. It wants to dart off multiple directions. Well, that sucks. Almost had a podium. bad did my car look? Oh, well, no wonder the arrow felt bad. I had 2 giant sails in front of the car. Big old parachutes. Oh well. I'll take a 4th or 5th, whatever the hell I got. A top 5. Is that what I got? A top 5? Oh, that's practice. Whatever. Whatever it was. 4th. I'll take a 4th. All right. 410, Chris is running him? Oh, I'll run the 410s. I'll do one more. We'll make this the last one of the night. It'll be, should be interesting. What's going on with this dude? Let's see what what kind of track state we've got here. Can I just see the track? Track looks pretty tacky. It started off clean, so it's probably still pretty tacky. So we can put in the heat khaki set. I think I'm sitting a little too low in the car. That's better. Oh, car feels good. I think I'm pretty slow, but it feels good. Where am I? There. Oh, time for the race. All right. Let's do this. Yeah, I'm wondering if I'll be in the same split as Chris. I didn't see how many cars there were. Hopefully there's only one. Hopefully there's one server. And we get a decent track and... God dang it. Okay, so there's only one server, so that's good, but we don't have a decent track. Moderately low usage. That's... Dude, that sucks. I don't mind slick tracks. In fact, I like when the track slicks off because then it's racy. But when it's pre-gen like this, it sucks. Not even marbles to slide up to. I think we need a little bit more wing angle in it. If I'm remembering correctly, this did, yeah, that's what I thought. And like that. That. Oops. Take that down. Okay, let's try that. See how that feels. Ah, Arrington Geniton's on. He's a sprint car driver out here in California. At least I think that's where he's from. My memory is serving me correctly. I don't know what line to run. Ross, Kenny, those guys, they're probably pedaling it on the bottom or something. Or they're doing some, I don't know, some line that I'm not aware of. What wheel to use? So, Bryant, this is the Cammus DDWB 21, which is the 15 Newton meter. Yeah. With the GT1 steering wheel. The C12 is very comparable to this one, the DDWB 21. It's very comparable to it. That didn't work at all. $15.4. Really? See, I'm driving it way wrong. Way wrong. You know, the last time I ran a 410 was, I was trying to think there for a second. I had a brain fart. I want to say Limaland. I remember I was like 0.4 of a second off the pace, and I was I was on the throttle way too much. I'm pretty sure that's what I just did there, was I was spinning my tires the entire time. Because I remember riding with somebody. I can't remember who it was. It was like one of the high I-rating guys, Tim Smith or Kenny Hoffman, Ross Kaiser, somebody like that. And I remember I was riding with them and I was like, oh my God, these guys don't even sound like they're on the throttle. So I'm pretty sure I just did the same thing. Spinning my tires. Thanks, no problem. Do you want higher Newton meters? Bryant, higher Newton meters. So the way to think about the whole strength thing, to me, I would say probably like 8 to 12 Newton meters is probably the sweet spot. That C12 that I've used, that I tested out and reviewed and stuff, felt really good. The C5 wasn't enough. So I would say a little bit higher than the C5, you know, like that's why I say like 8 to 12. 15 is fine. The thing that you have to remember though is what it allows you to do is it allows you to have more room for fidelity, because that's the thing with direct drive wheels. The whole like torque number is really just marketing. That's all it is. Like, oh, 25 Newton meters of torque. Most people are not using that. You put 25 Newton meters of torque on your steering wheel, most sim racers, it's gonna snap their arms. They're not holding on to that. You go watch some of them guys like a Dan Suzuki or what's his name from Boosted Media. When they do them 100%, those guys are dying. And that's in road cars. You turn... you hop into one of these dirt cars and you crank it up to 100%, dude, it's going to snap it right out of your hands. It's so high. And I use higher force feedback strength. So, you know, having that headroom for fidelity is what really matters. So that way you can feel all the finer details. So anywhere from like 8 to 12, I think you're good, man. No, I just missed the line. Just a slider line. You know what I'm betting? I'm gonna try this. Brian, mainly dirt, but gonna start doing asphalt. Yeah, it's good for that. Teammate Taylor Wineland is in your race. Oh, nice. His setup is awesome. Right on. Yeah, Taylor's pretty good. I've raced with him before. There's a lot of guys with good setups, especially now on dirt. Let's try something here real quick. I have no idea if that's going to work, but we're going to test it and see. Nothing like doing some experimenting. I think the issue here is there's some big goofy wing. That's right, Jim. That's right, Jimbo. How you doing, man? Long time no see. Sprints all feel like they're on slick lately. They do. Blessed, you're right. The sprint cars, they don't feel like they're in the track like it's so weird, man. I don't like we were talking about it earlier with dirt. Like, it seems like they'll take a step forward and then they take a step back with stuff, you know. I thought dirt was doing better after we got the refresh and all that stuff like that, and then they changed the arrow, and in the beginning it's like, oh, this feels pretty good, and the more I use it, I'm kind of like, I think it was better before, you know. So I just, yeah, the cars just don't feel like, I don't know, before it seemed like they felt more in the track. But see, that's the thing. I don't think it's a physics issue as much as I think it is a track issue. I think it's more track. That's the problem. Like, you can tell, like, on the asphalt side right now, okay? You can tell, like, you can feel the cars in the track. You know, before the asphalt oval refresh, before they changed the temperatures and stuff like that, like, you would kind of feel it, but not really. And now it feels much more like in the track. So I know they can do it. We just need to get to that point with dirt. Because, yeah, like, we'll be on tacky, and it feels like you're just sliding around. So, yeah, I don't know, man. With the dirt stuff, I'm at the point now where I'm just like, I don't know. Because they'll change stuff. I test it. I'll review it. I'll do a bunch of research on everything, and it's like, man, this feels pretty good. And we'll do some races, and then I get into these officials, and it feels like crap. And I'm like, what the hell, you know? And I think a lot of it has to do with the tracks, what we're getting in these official servers. I think that has a lot to do with it. My team is Ross and Taylor. Oh, you got two fast guys in your stuff. Yeah, my teammate Chris Vincent's in your race. Yeah, he's my teammate too, Devin. So, but yeah, I mean, back to what I was talking about, Brian. For example, like I have my force feedback strength on this thing set at like 80 or 90. Now it's 100% in the software, and then I have it down to like 80 or 90, which is a lot of force. If I put this thing to 100%, it would be so hard to turn with the dirt cars. So that headroom makes a difference for fidelity, but that's really all. Like, you don't want to get caught up in the whole max number. Whoops. Nothing like the old Knoxville slider lines. Woohoo! Hey! But see, like, you can look at my steering wheel here on dirt. You can see how much it's cocked to the left right now, and I've got the offset set at 0, and it's pointing like that to the left so much because of the whole bump rubber and the way that the car squats down on the left rear. And you would think that, you know, all the load I've got on the left rear right now, you would think this thing would just be, it would feel hooked up and like it's driving off the corner, but it doesn't. It just feels like you're sliding. So it's really weird, man. I don't know. I'm just at a loss nowadays with the whole. So. I know this, my little experiment didn't work. But that's why we experiment in the heat race and not the feature. Especially since the feature is going to be now. God dang it. No. Okay, I need Knoxville 2024. Slick. 6. And we're that. Okay, I have no idea if this is going to work. But we're going to try it. And it's going to be interesting. 1,000 bump rubber. I can't try that right now. I'm trying a different thing with the bars in the back just for fun. You see, like, that's the thing. I don't get to do as much dirt official racing, and so when I get to test these things, I don't get to test this stuff that often anymore. Like I used to get to do officials all the time, so I could always be testing different things and trying different stuff. I don't get to do that anymore. But we'll try it now. I ran a race earlier in the 3.6. Well, not earlier, it was a few days ago. And I took the bump rubber and packer out. On some of the bigger tracks, I just take the bump rubber and packer out. As long as you're not bottoming out. If you're bottoming out, then you got a problem. But I actually felt pretty good. The 1,000 bump rubber, I've tried it before. It feels pretty good, but I've also noticed that I don't put it in the insider stuff that much because if you like are really jerky with the wheel, the car can start pogo sticking. Dude, how long are those fireworks gonna go? Got all out of whack there. For this experiment, we actually did this to a real car a couple weeks ago at Stockton Dirt Track, and it worked out really well. Obviously, that's real life and this is a sim, but it actually feels pretty good. These guys have gotten away from me and I can't catch back up with them. Me trying different lines and stuff in the beginning, I lost all that time and now I can't make it back up. Whoa! Sorry, Chris. I have damage. Freaking knew it. I was struggling before. I didn't need wheel damage to make it worse. Whoa. Oh my god, dude, my eyes are watering so bad. Damn it, I got lapped. Less numbers. As a 410 real life driver, I'm having a problem. Oh yeah, most real life sprint car drivers are. Yeah, blessed the track state is the big reason for the lack of multiple grooves. The track state has been an issue for a very long time, man. You know, like this right here, what we just were doing, running these slider lines in the top, and then now the bottom's coming in. The track has to be like super slicked off to get racy, and then when that happens, a lot of times you're really spread out, or it doesn't happen very much in officials. Usually it's only like in a league race. So yeah, I don't know what the solution is. I don't. You know, I just know, like, the people that I know who race sprint cars, they'll drive it and they'll be like, hey, it's a step in the right direction, it's better than it was, but it's still got a ways to go. So, like, that's the thing, it's hard. And like I said, you'll drive the car and you'll be like, oh man, this feels pretty good. And then you get into a race session, you're like, dude, why does it feel like I'm on ice right now? The track is supposed to be tacky, like, what's going on? So that's the hard thing right now. This thing does not want to turn with that busted wheel. But now I will say, like, something that they do get right, the fact that I can drive with both feet, use the brake, drag the brake to wing the car over and stuff like that is realistic. And that is something that real life sprint car drivers will say, is that, yeah, we use the brake a lot. You know, that's how they turn the car, and, you know, they use the brake constantly. Even like in 360s, they'll use the brake. You know, so that's something that we can do, and it feels good. Downside is, though, is if the track's not slicked off, it's just slowing the car down. Like, you have to be, like, so precise with it. So, it's just one of those things. Hopefully hopefully they'll make it better and get it figured out. And like I said, dirt will improve. Like, that would be awesome if we could get it back on the right track. When you show up for SR and the boss runs you over. Yeah, I did not mean to do that. I didn't even realize that was Chris. You know, Devin, the thing is I do blink, but the problem is I have a fan down here that blows up. It gets under my glasses, and then it's like this little miniature wind tunnel in here, and it's just drying my eyes out. Yeah, blessed. I mean, if you watch real life sprint car drivers, their brakes are, yeah, they're glowing. They use them all the time. Big tracks, small tracks, the brakes are a big deal. in sprint car racing. Really big deal. But here you can do it and it can work really well. But like I said before, there's certain situations where it also just slows you down. So, and I think a lot of that, like I said before, man, I think a lot of that has to do with the track. I think it's the track that causes that issue. Um, I really think that's like one of the big problems or big issues that they need to fix is the the track itself. I don't think it's just the car. Everyone's like, oh, we need better physics and we need better this. I think that stuff can and needs to be improved. I do. But I think there's so much more that can be done with the track. I really think the track itself is where we could see the most improvement and see it quickly. That's the thing. Make sure my wife's not texting me. It's just I think they could really improve stuff and improve it quickly with the track. So, and look, here's the thing, and this is one of the things that kind of frustrates me in a sense. Okay? It's like, take a shot. If it doesn't work, revert it back, right? What's the worst that's going to happen? You look at the dirt late model tire. We were talking about it earlier, right? They changed the tread pattern. I mean, I don't know which one we're on now, what version, what it is, but they changed the tread pattern. People loved it. They changed it again. People hated it. They reverted it, right? Like, okay. The micros, we get those. They're brand new. What is it, 3 months later? It's like, oh, hey, by the way, we have outlaw versions of both these cars now. Dude, I mean, people have been saying forever, like, hey, man, the dirt midgets need more horsepower. Right? Like, dirt midget drivers are like, these things don't have enough power. They need more power. They need more forward drive. Micros, they can just poof, boom, all of a sudden we've got more horsepower, but dirt midgets, they can't do it. So that's the thing I think people get frustrated by is it's like, man, take a shot. Right? Like little changes, do a patch. If it doesn't work, revert it back. Don't listen to the same 25 people who bitch every time something happens, right? Or that every time something changes. Those people you're not going to ever make them happy. But the ones who are providing legitimate constructive, whether it's positive feedback or constructive criticism, listen to those people. There's been a lot of people like yourself, people who are real life race car drivers who have real world racing experience, and they can talk about it and provide feedback and help improve stuff. If those people are saying, hey man, this is good, a step in the right direction, then let's listen to that and let's try some more. Because like I said, what's the worst case scenario? You have to revert it back. Okay, revert it back then. Say, and that's the thing. If iRacing came on there like, hey look man, we tried this new, let's just say tread pattern, for example. We tried this new tread pattern. It's really not working out the way that we thought it would. We're not getting the feedback we thought we would get. We're going to revert back to what we had before, and we're going to try to come up with something new, right? Or something better. Fine, man. Awesome. Thank you for letting us know. If they just did that, I think people would be much more receptive and open. I really do. Like this thing that they've been doing now where like once every 3 months, 4 months, they come out and they give you hey, here's what we're working on. Here's what we're hoping for in the future. Here's what we've got planned. All that stuff like that. That's great because it lets people know what's on the horizon. We knew a dirt refresh was coming, dude, 9 months, a year before it came, which was awesome because we knew there was something coming, right? We weren't just like, all right, redheaded stepchild, we're just not getting anything and they're just going to keep telling us everything's fine and just go to the corner and play. Right? Like if they would fill people in, like, and they have been, you know what I mean? I think that would go a long way. Like I said, you're never going to please those people who bitch all the time because that's just what they do. Those are the same people. If you gave them $1 million, they'd bitch it was in 20s and not 10s, right? Or, whatever. You choose your analogy. But the other ones that are actually out there, trying to conversate and talk, I think there's a lot of feedback that could be provided that would be helpful. One of the saddest things Bruce talks about all the time, he mentions it all the time, and it's so true. One of the saddest things that ever happened was after the dirt refresh, Tyler Hudson was in the forums talking to people, and they just bitched so much. It was nothing but a bitch fest that, like, dude, you don't hear from him no more. He hardly comments anymore, which is sad because that was somebody who direct line works, you know what I mean? Obviously, part of iRacing, like somebody who could provide information, you know, say, hey, this is what we tried, whatever, right? But no, people just wanted to complain and bitch about it. And like, that's the thing. I get it. I understand where people are coming from. I do. Like we talked about this before, right? You pay money for it. You wait on it. I understand all that. There's times where, dude, I hop in the car and it's like, how the did this get through the testers? Who were the testers? How did they not catch this? How did they let this by? Right? Like, I understand that. Like, I understand the frustration. But when you're talking to somebody from iRacing, right, and they're genuinely trying to lay things out for you in terms of what they're trying to do, and all you're doing is just like, nope, you're an idiot. Nope, shut up. Nope, you don't know what you're talking about. Dude, why would they listen to that? Who's going to listen to that, right? Nobody. If people sat in SSR, if my Discord started just filling up with people saying, dude, you're an idiot, you don't know what you're talking about, shut up. But dude, why would I talk in that? Why would I chat with those people? I'm not going to. Whether they're paying customers or not, I'm not going to listen to that crap. So that's the bad thing. And I wish iRacing I wish that dialogue could be there, right? Like, they don't have to tell us everything that's going on, but just the communication, when it was open, it was nice. And I thought we had a chance to, like, have that moving forward, and unfortunately, I don't know, it seems like it kind of fell off to the wayside. But anyways, rant over. Now you need the fan to blow dirt particles. The gearing in the sprints is wrong too. Yeah, the gearing stuff, blessed, that was something that happened when the dirt refresh came out. They had changed the gearing in the 360 and the 410, I believe. Yeah, I know they did the 410, but I believe it was the 362, and they changed the pinion gear, I think is what they said. And everyone complained about it in the 410. Like, I shouldn't say everyone, but there was a lot of people who complained about it. A lot of people. I was of the opinion, I was like, look, I like the fact that we don't have to run a 486 at every single track, because that's all you run in a 410. You run a 486 everywhere, with the exception of like a Fairbury or maybe a Lima Land. If it's super tacky, you might run a 511 or a 509 for qual, and then by the time you get to the feature though, you're running a 486, and they reverted it back. You know, and that was one of those things where the complainers, you know, like, got their way. And iRacing changed the pinion gear, and it changed the entire car, which makes no sense. And see, this is what I was talking about with, like, information filling the community in, right? If I put out an insider setup, and then the next day, people are like, hey man, this is, it's redlining at the flag stand. It needs different gearing. And I go, hey man, I changed the gear ratio in it. It's good to go now. And then they hop in the car, and now it's not only is the gear ratio changed, but dude, the car is super tight. It's burning off the right front. It's dragging on the ground. It's bought like it wasn't doing any of these things before, and now it's doing that. And I'm telling you, oh dude, all I did, I changed the gear, right? Like that's what they said they did with the 410. It was a completely different car with that. A completely different car. So unless what they did with that gear ratio is affecting all of the other physics they got going on with the car, and keep in mind, there's a lot of physics that go on with the cars, right? When you talk about a dirt sprint car, trying to simulate that, where you're talking about, right, they got hit in the throttle, the way a sprint car works, right, where you've got, you know, the car itself is trying to basically fold itself in half, right? We got the motor, that drive line, direct shaft right to the rear end. You hit that throttle, that thing sits up, those bird cages roll, right? Like, I mean, it's incredibly, you know, it's just a lot, I guess would be the best way to say it. There's a lot going on. They changed the pinion gear, now all of a sudden the car is completely different. Is that the case? I don't know. I don't know. But to a lot of other people, it looks like, dude, you changed way more than that. And that's like I said, that's part of the stuff where I think people get frustrated by it, because they're like, dude, you're changing more than just that. You know, they're like, oh, we changed the tread pattern, and all of a sudden the car feels completely different. It's like, really? Just the tread pattern did all of that to the car? That seems weird, right? And so I think that's why people get skeptical and they really question stuff. It's like, hey, we've got a patch, we changed the tread pattern. All of a sudden you're like, dude, the late model, I can't go down the straightaway. What happened? I used to be able to drive it. Now it's darting all over the place. That's the tread pattern? They're like, yeah, that's it. That's what we did. So I think that's where people get, frustrated the most. The change to the micros made them no fun now, in my opinion. They were better with the power, but I guess people couldn't figure them out. Well, Raindew, from my understanding, they still have the ones with the power, right? But see, now I don't know. See, I don't ever run this Millbridge Showdown. Which one is this? Which car is this? Car info. Is this just the regular winged that they're running? Because they've also got this, Outlaw car, which has got more horsepower. So see, this is 120 horsepower. The Outlaw one is 167. Yeah, I thought they did a good job with those things when I tested them out. I was surprised at how much I liked them. I really liked them. Really liked them. I would love to race them more. My son wants to start sim racing with me. I'm going to set up an account for him, and he's going to use my gaming laptop. I'll probably build him a gaming PC here sometime this year. But I'm going to set up a little rig for him, and I'm going to get him set up with some pedals and a probably let him use the Cammus C5 that I got to review. And he uses VR, and he's going to start running, and he wants to run dirt. But so I'm going to start him off in the micros. I'm going to have him do his own account, start him off in the micros. So he's actually super excited about that. But yeah, I thought they did a good job with them, man. I never ran a micro, but I do know people who've ran them, and they were like, hey, these things are pretty good. Like, it gives you a sense of what they should feel like. Obviously, it's never going to be one-to-one, but it gives you a sense, which is cool. That's all we can ask for at the end of the day. My question, though, is why do they have setup shop people doing testing when we should be utilizing people like Rylan or Rumsey for non-wing stuff? We have too many people. Jimbo, I'm with you. I'm 100% with you on that. I think it's ridiculous that we have setup shop people as testers. And look, take the setup shop stuff out of it, right? If Rylan had a setup shop, great, whatever. But he's a real life driver. You know what I mean? Like the testers, from my understanding, a lot of them, dude, they have no real life driving experience. You know what I mean? Like, I don't have a problem testing stuff. I know about race cars. I've been around them and I worked on them and I raced outlaw carts, but like, I know how sprint cars should work and stuff like that. And I've talked to enough drivers. I've set them up enough. I've worked on them enough to have an idea of, hey man, this is right or this isn't. But at the end of the day, if you're going to have someone like you got a Rylan or, like you said, a Rumsey, right? Or like my buddy Kyle, who raced sprint cars, he raced non-wings. He's raced all kinds of dirt stuff. Like, those are the people that should be testing. Right? You don't want to have them be your final testers where they're like the last ones to test and they're checking for everything, bugs and fixes, everything. Fine. But in terms of the initial physics and the way things work and stuff like that, like, those are the guys that you should be going to and being like, hey man, how does this feel to you? What is this? What do you think of this? You drive these cars. How does this feel in your hands? How does it feel on the pedals? Is this realistic? Is this close? Right? Because it's never going to be a one-to-one simulation. It's never going to be that. I mean, look at NASCAR and the information that they give iRacing in terms of data. I mean, iRacing gets NASCAR data, and it does a really good job. You throw up a in-car camera view from, a helmet cam from any NASCAR, a Brad Keselowski, Kevin Harvick, whoever, right? And you look out that thing, and then you put that next to an iRacing view. It's scary how close it looks. It is. And drivers will tell you, hey man, it does a good job of giving you a sense, right? But it's never going to be like 1-to-1. Even with all the information that they get and all the relationship that they have with NASCAR, it's never going to be 1-to-1. And dirt's even harder. But you have dirt drivers who are like, hey man, we'll help you for free. We just want to help. And iRacing's like, yeah, we got it. We're good. And I think that's a big frustration for a lot of people. Because you're right. It's like, oh, so Uncle Harry's setup shop, they're going to be the tester, but we got these real world guys who are offering and they're not doing it. So I don't understand it. I know that, what you're talking about, you're right about that, Jimbo. That is a big point of contention for a lot of people. Yeah, but I get what you're saying. Like I said, Jimbo, it could, Rylan and Rumsey, I don't care if they have a setup shop, right? They're real world drivers. You know what I mean? But like I've heard, I was talking to Keith Bradley when we were doing the podcast, and we were talking about it one day after an episode, and he had said, I can't remember who it was. I want to say it was Dason Pursley. I could be wrong on that, but for some reason I think it was Dason Pursley. But like Pursley had like told iRacing like, hey, I will help you with this. I want to help. They're like, no, we got it. We're good. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Oh, okay, Raindew, I see what you're saying. The rookie one has the lower power one. Okay, yeah. Yeah, Emerson Maxim is another name that I've heard too, Jimbo. Yep. Yeah. Well, Raindew, get into the C class, and then you can drive the high-powered ones, and you can run all the big cars and everything. So, or just go do a bunch of hosted races. I imagine that they're going to be doing more micro tracks, and you'll start seeing this series not just be at Millbridge. I don't know, maybe they'll just keep it at Millbridge. People love Millbridge. I mean, it's cool, but it's just a micro track. I mean, I don't think it's like holier than thou, but whatever. Anyways, you guys, that's gonna do it. Thank you very much. It's a fun night. Sucks we got wrecked out of the PRL race, but got to run some dirt tonight, which is awesome. I don't get to do that very much, so that was awesome. I'm gonna try to be back Tuesday night. I have a bunch of stuff that I want to do before I'm leaving Thursday morning. And when I say Thursday morning, I mean like at like 2 o'clock, like 2 a.m. Thursday morning. I'm driving up to Washington. I'll be gone for the weekend. I'll be back Sunday. My plan is to be back for PRL at Sunday because we're racing Kansas, which is one of my favorite tracks. It's probably my favorite track in the Cup car. So I want to be back for that. But I'm going to try to do another live stream on Tuesday night, but I got to get all the insider stuff for this next week up and done. So I got a lot of stuff I got to do in the next like 36 hours. So maybe I'll get it done, or maybe I'll be back on Tuesday. Maybe I won't. I don't know. We'll have to see. But hopefully I can, and we can do some more dirt racing because, yeah, that was fun. But, yeah, you guys, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. As always, thank you very much for coming out. And, yeah, enjoy the rest of your night. And until next time, as always, good luck, good racing. Take care.